God didn't leave you, you just stopped listening. What if I told you that God still speaks to you every single day, but perhaps you have become so used to the noise of life that you stopped listening? How many times have you felt that emptiness, that feeling of abandonment, as if you had been left alone in the darkness? Maybe you have even thought, "Has God forgotten about me?" But what if the truth is the exact opposite? What if God never left your side, and He has only been waiting for you to become silent enough to hear His voice? Here is the deep truth. God didn't leave you. You simply stopped listening. Development with emotional turns. Think about how noisy life is. Social media, pressure, endless routines, fear, anxiety. It is as if we are constantly surrounded by noise, leaving no space for a whisper. But God does not compete with noise. He speaks in silence, in small moments, in answers you often miss because you expect a loud voice. But God speaks through peace, through conscience, through subtle signs that pass unnoticed. How many times have you asked for an answer, but it came in a different way than you expected? And because of that, you didn't recognize it. It's like someone knocking on your door while you are wearing headphones at full volume. It's not that nobody knocked. You were simply too distracted to hear it. And here is the turning point. It's not the absence of God. It's the excess of distraction. Reflective questions. What if today you paused for a moment and asked yourself, "Have I really been listening to God, or have I only been waiting for Him to shout?" When was the last time you disconnected from the world and gave space to the silence of prayer? Could it be that you are confusing God's silence with abandonment, when in reality He is asking you to trust, even without seeing? What if what you call delay is actually preparation? Have you realized that God continues writing your story, even during the moments when you think nothing is happening? Emotional and persuasive deepening. The truth is, most of us look for God only when we are in crisis. When desperation hits, we cry out. When pain becomes unbearable, we fall to our knees. But when things start to improve, when the storm seems to pass, we forget about Him. Then when life becomes heavy again, we ask, "Where is God now?" But God has always been there. He never abandoned you. You simply stopped maintaining the connection. Imagine an old radio. To hear the right frequency, you need to adjust the dial. If you are out of tune, all you hear is static. That is how God's voice works. It is always transmitting, always present. But if you don't turn the dial of your attention, you will only hear the static of the world. And the static can be loud, but it will never fill your soul the way His voice can. Emotional climax. How many times have you searched for answers in people, in advice, in shortcuts, in empty promises? And in the end, you realized that none of it truly calmed your heart. Because only God has the answers you are searching for. But to hear them, you must stop. You must be silent. You must allow silence to become not uncomfortable, but sacred. God never moved away from you. He is exactly where He has always been, waiting for the moment when you decide to listen again. Reflective reinforcement. Are you living like someone who talks a lot, but never listens? Have your prayers become only a list of requests, instead of a conversation with space to hear the answer? How many times did you close yourself off thinking you were forgotten, when in reality you were the one who closed the door? What would happen if today, right now, you simply paused to listen? You might realize that He answered you a long time ago. Persuasive deepening. It is hard to admit, but many times we blame God for the distance we feel. We blame Him for the silence, for the delay, for the weight of life. But what if the silence is actually the answer? What if the delay is preparation for something greater? What if the wait is training for the very thing you asked for? Think about this. There is no prayer that goes unheard. There are only prayers answered in different ways. And only those who listen understand. God did not leave you orphaned. He did not give up on your life. He did not get tired of hearing you. He is simply waiting for you to turn down the noise and start listening again. If this message touched your heart, maybe it is because you needed this reminder today. God didn't leave you. I want to invite you to do something simple. Take a few minutes today. Turn everything off. Sit in silence and simply say, Lord, I want to hear your voice. Then just wait. Do not rush. Silence speaks. Peace confirms. His presence is real. God didn't leave you. And this truth can completely transform the direction of your life if you choose to listen again. Before we finish, I want to leave you with one reflection. Write in the comments the sentence that summarizes this message. I choose to listen again. When you write this, it's not just a comment. It's a declaration, a decision, a commitment. And if this message touched you, share it with someone who needs to remember that God never abandons. Subscribe to the channel for more reflections like this. Every week I bring messages that can transform your day. But above all, remember this. God didn't leave you. You simply stopped listening. And today, you can choose to listen again.